Bridget, thank you for joining me today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, the first question, I'm going to get to know you a little bit. What got you into acting?
It was such a loaded question. I think the moment of no return was when I had my first big role as the Cat in the Hat in Seussical Junior in
Oh,
fifth grade.
okay.
I think that's when I made the decision of like, oh, I really connect with this. And whether it's that connection with the audience or just that
Hmm.
exploratory nature of a character. I was just geeking out. And then that prompted me to want to audition for the middle school of performing arts in my county. And I went there and then went to the high school of performing arts, went to a college for performing arts, and here I am living the dream, living my
Yeah,
dream.
that's awesome. Is it a lot of people were just saying that, like, when I asked that question, it's like it's not one thing that they did. It was like multiple things that got them into it, and
Mm,
um, it's like very few are like, oh, it's just something that I just got into. It was something that I did as a kid and
mm,
loved it and was like, I want to be this when I grow up. That's
yeah,
like, you expect that, and then a lot of people are like, oh, it just was something that I came along to grow into, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay, yeah, it's interesting.
that
I've
is very interesting.
it's something that, like, as you get older in life now, it's like you think about, like, when you were a kid growing up, like a lot of people are like, man, everything I thought I was going to be when I was a kid is never what I planned out to be now.
Yeah.
Then most people are like, yep, what I thought about when I was a kid, I was going to be. I was like, yeah, well, see, not me. I never thought I was going to be what I am today. So,
I completely agree. I think it could be really scary to have to follow that dream as a kid
mhm.
because I think, depending on what was your big dream as a kid? I'm curious.
I think it was like a firefighter, or um
Nice.
I think it was like something like that, like a firefighter or a police officer or something.
Yeah.
It's something like that, being like the hero of the day type
Mm,
thing. And then when I got older, it was like, I think it was watching, like, my dad do what he does, is like being a service technician.
mm.
It was like, okay, I want to do like service work of some sort, of doing like air conditioning or something like that. But now I am a service technician. We work on gas stations,
Nice.
so it's odd kind of work, but
Yeah.
it's something that is needed every day.
Yeah. My grandpa actually he was the manager of a Shell station
Oh,
way back
okay.
then. And so my dad, yeah, he worked at a gas station too, kind of like the cashier. So
Yeah,
I'll get the gas station tie. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no, I think it can be really it's hard because when you are a kid, you don't have a full sense of the world perhaps and like the realities of what it takes to be what that dream is. Especially like I
Hmm.
think astronaut is a big one that people have and I don't even know where to begin to become an astronaut.
Yeah, I
But
think that
like
was like one of my dreams. Was like,
yeah,
I watched like a movie that had like an astronaut in it, and I think I was
yeah,
like, yeah, I want to go in space. I want to put the suit on and all that. And then I was like, after like a couple of years of thinking about doing it, I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to go in space, because then like your time
yeah.
goes so far away from you. I'm like, I
Mm.
come back and like 3 years have passed, and I still feel like I'm 3 years younger. I'm
Have
like,
you
yeah,
seen
no, I don't think I want that.
it's giving that's such an inner yeah I saw Interstellars for the reissuing again in theaters and I
Yeah,
was like, oh, this is breaking my brain.
yeah.
um but yeah, it could be really scary. And I think when you start realizing, at least for an actor, I
Hmm.
think a lot of people get scared. I'd say a lot of people, especially when you get to the college level of studying it, you start seeing the work that's behind the fun and the passion and like kind of the mental game you're going to play, especially when you're in a big hub like New York City. I live in New York. Um,
Hmm.
it's more of a like, oh, this is a reality, and like how much, what are you giving up to pursue this? Are you willing to kind of just throw yourself at the wall again and again and again, getting like no, 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 and
Yeah.
it's a whole, there's a whole like sad reality to it that when you're a kid you're not even
Hmm.
thinking about it. So I think to make that transition to following your dream and sticking to it, like this will be year, I think I'm hitting year 4 of kind of just going for it.
Yeah.
um, it can be scary. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's different than you could think as a kid.
Then you're just like, all right, now's your, 4, and then it's like, all right, now I'm in it for the long haul. If something don't work out, it's
Yep. Yep.
I'm here. I got to keep trying.
I always say, for better or worse, I don't think
Yeah.
I'm giving up. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna keep happening.
There you go. That's the way I looked at it. Everything that I've done in life is like,
Mm.
even when I tried out for like sports and stuff, I'm like, I want to do this.
Mm.
And for like the 3 years that I tried out for sports, things just didn't work out health wise. I had like health issues going on at the times that I was doing sports. I ended up with like surgeries and things like that. So I couldn't stay healthy to stay on the sports teams. So I was
Mhm.
like, oh, all right. Well, now I have to give this up because I don't know what major thing is going to happen in my life to prevent me that where I can't do this at all.
Mm.
So I'm gonna give this up. So this is part of my life that I will never know about. If I continue trying, I'll never know if I ever made it or not. But that's one thing I had to give up because I'm like, I don't want something severely happening to me.
Yeah.
Minor surgeries, things like that, I was okay with. But then the thought of, okay, breaking an ankle or a leg or something like that came to
Yeah.
my mind, and I was like, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a
So,
respectable decision.
yeah,
Scary. Yeah.
it's scary things like there was like the thoughts come through your head, and you're like, do I really want to do the baseball or the football or any of that stuff and have something majorly happen
Mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
be stuck in a some people are stuck in wheelchairs because they can never get that stuff fixed correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I want to.
Yeah.
So, what was it like being on set for Hell House?
Good question. So it was very interesting because I had the opportunity to go back to the same set for
Nice, nice.
Lineage. Have you seen it yet?
The newest one or the
The newest one?
not yet? It don't come out till August 20th
Yes,
for
yes,
us.
yes.
So
Uh, so it was very interesting kind of being back in that environment that changed my life so much because of Carmichael Manor.
yeah.
Um, so being on set this time around was more of like, is this even real? Like, it feels like I never left. It feels like, oh my God, it's all like the team I love. And we're just like, hey, we're hanging out again. So yeah, having that kind of whiplash of like, oh my God, I
Is it
just,
real? Yeah.
is this happening? This can't be happening. So I think it was really nice. It was creepier the second time around because the first time for Carmichael Manor, I got
Hmm.
to stay. Me and Destiny, who played Rebecca,
Yeah.
we stayed in the side house, like not in the Carmichael Manor, because a lot of people stayed actually in the rooms in the manor.
Hmm.
So I got a little separation, which was great because a lot of things happen in that movie.
Yeah.
Um, but for a Lineage, I had to stay in the manor, and I was like, oh no, like oh god.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ugh. And I was in Patrick Carmichael's room, the one where we filmed the scene with Chase and I, like walking up to
Uh
the.
huh.
It feels so good to talk about the plot of Carmichael right now because also I couldn't speak of it when we were doing interviews in 2023 for it.
Yeah.
But when
Now
the
you
the scene
can.
where,
Yeah.
exactly, I'm like I could freely discuss this. But the scene where we like go up to the mannequin and I'm like touch it, and
Now you
that,
can. Yeah.
yep. That's where I was staying, and I was like, oh my god, like help me
Yeah.
so
Now
much.
you think back on that, like those scenes that you did back then.
Mhm.
Now you're thinking about that. Now it's
Yep.
like, Ooh, wait a minute.
So
There was
creepy.
this here, and nah, the creepiness comes back. I get it.
Yep. Ooh.
So, what was it like working with Joe and that crew, the family of, Hell House?
I think Joe said it best. Maybe in one of his podcast interviews in 2023, he said that that was Carmichael Manor was his favorite set experience he's ever had.
Hmm.
And I feel really spoiled because Carmichael is my first feature film experience. So I've done a few short film. I had done a few short films, which again are so short,
Hmm.
so you don't get as much time to kind of like meet everyone and kind of keep a process going. So I feel really spoiled that being my first long term experience on a set
Hmm.
because it felt like I think it's hard to strike a balance between such a professional environment as well as such a friendly and like supportive and chill environment. Like I think we all just meshed so perfectly and we
Hmm.
all just cared about it so much. We
That's
all
awesome.
wanted exactly like we all knew the weight of this awesome cult series that Steven and Joe created. We all like especially entering as a lead in the fourth film, I was like, it's not lost on me how much like the fans care about this and how
Hmm.
much like the horror fans in general are just like, you want to do it right and you want to care and bring the work and the character to life, um, for better or
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
And just yeah, just it's not lost on me how important that was. So to answer your question, it was a dream of a set, and to get that kind of taste of it again with Lineage, with new people as well. Like
Hmm.
I'd obviously seen Elizabeth, who plays Vanessa,
Yeah.
had seen her movies and stuff, but to meet her and just be like, oh my god, like hey, big fan,
Yeah.
and she was so cool. And then there's some people from my movie I hadn't met yet in person, like Sierra, for example.
Hmm.
Um, just meeting her and just kind of like seeing our energies mesh really well, just as
Yeah.
friends, people. It was just we would hang out by the campfire at night and just tell ghost stories and just talk about life, and I just feel like the luckiest person in the world.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so cool that you guys get to basically become a family in the movie industry and get to hang out on set and
Yes.
be as close as like family, hanging out,
Yes.
doing the campfires, doing you know, getting to know each other so close. You don't get to hear that much, um, like families getting or even coworkers getting along like that, where
Yeah.
they can be like families to talk about everything and just, hey, this is how my day's been on set today, or
Yep.
this is how, you know, hey, what did you guys think of this, you know, these scenes today we did?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody just kind of meshes and tells their side of their stories of what they thought today went.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, that's awesome. I That's so good to hear that's still around, and that
Yeah.
that that vibe is still able to be, because even when COVID came, that vibe of being able to be on sets and being close to to people and everything just kind of went away
Yeah.
because you couldn't
I
do
agree.
that. You had to be, you know, like six of yous could be only in one spot, and seven of yous, and then everybody had to be
Oh,
different. Yeah,
exactly.
COVID definitely changed a lot. So now to hear that you guys are able to be together on set,
Yeah.
actually to be like a family again. I mean, especially with like this style movie that's been made. You got to think this movie is what's this? This is the fifth one, sixth one,
Fifth one.
fifth one. So yeah, you guys have made a ton of these, and not a lot of yous got to work together with multiple people.
Yeah.
It
And I
is,
think that's a testament also to Stephen and Joe. I
yeah.
think them as the leaders of our fierce, awesome crew,
Hmm.
they were able they were able to just create that environment of that family and that
Yeah.
professional yet chill vibe. It's so hard to
Yeah.
strike balance. So I think it's honestly a testament to their leadership.
Yeah. So how was it to work with the clowns? Were they did they creep you out a lot when just kind of like hanging around them?
So speaking of Joe, who is the main clown, by the way,
Yeah.
um, I can speak more about Carmichael Manor just because it was this man's mission to scare the bejesus out of me and Destiny. And because we're easy targets. I'm highly expressive. So is Destiny. So oh my god, yeah, he would find any opportunity to be in that suit and come up and scare us at any time. Um, yeah,
That's awesome.
is too much. It's too much, and it's just oh god. Even with Margot's whole final
Mhm.
scene of that, like it gives me
Yeah.
the heebie-jeebies to think about. Still, like we had to do we had to do 5 or 6 takes of that back to back, and like my I could speak on my acting style. Like I like to go there as much as I can and be really in that moment to
Yeah.
get that best result. And like, oh, like even just thinking about seeing him at the bottom of that staircase screaming like no, no, no. Like it is so I can't watch that scene. I can't watch that scene ever.
Really? You can't
Yeah.
watch your own scene back?
Oh, I'm one of those actors that like I really don't like watching myself. Like I kind of
Okay.
like letting it live. Which has been so hard too because for a big thing in the actor world is we need
Mhm.
to have reels of like showing some of our work, and I think Carmichael is one of those highlights I want to put on my reel. So I've
Yeah.
had to watch my scenes over and over again, just like finding like a good 15-second chunk, and so I've just been like in torture land, like oh god, I have to watch. Oh god. So one scene I cannot watch is that final scene. It is so triggering. Oh,
Oh, jeez. That is it's definitely a good moment there, I guess, with the clown then.
oh boy.
Now, are you afraid of clowns now?
No,
No.
but I feel something when I
Yeah,
see a
okay.
clown. That hits me in like a deep place, almost like a sentimental place. It's kind of
Okay.
sweet. Yeah, I'm like, oh, like I will forever have a tie to clowns. That's kind of beautiful. But
There you go.
yeah, part of me is like oh my.
Yeah. So so how easy is it for you to get into character?
Specifically Margot, or like get into any kind of character.
Uh Specifically, I mean, I guess we can do Margot per se for this one.
Oh, lovely, lovely Margot. It is with her. I found it to be once we got the ball rolling, of like
Mhm.
you're kind of in the atmosphere. The scenes that are going to be filmed that day. Like I've done my homework. I feel good
Mhm.
about kind of the journey we're going on. I felt like I got it to a place where by the time we said action, I felt like I'm locked in. Let's do this thing. I think with Margot specifically, it's hard because I'm such a fan of bring as much of yourself as you can to the character.
Mhm.
I find that to be the most interesting a lot of the times. But when you have someone like Margot who made some very specific decisions, made some pretty bold calls throughout that film.
Yes,
Um,
she did.
it's it. I felt like it was my job to. I had to find a way to justify why we're getting from A to B to C to D to E to F. And that required a lot of like how Bridget would handle this is like, if my partner were feeling down or like uncomfortable, like, I'd be
Mhm.
like, how are you? Like, what's going on? Let's talk. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would want to approach this with healthy communication and maturity. Whereas Margot's go to a lot of the time, I felt as a character, she didn't have access to that emotional intelligence. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to find that blockage of Where is this coming from? A lot of it is coming from her past, which she didn't really talk about, which is her traumatizing moment with the clown early on in life. That gave her a lot of the impetus to keep going, find the truth, find the truth. She had a blockage of sorts when it came to a reality that, like, she had her goal. Her brother and her partner were absolutely not on board.
Mm-hmm.
I always say Bridget wouldn't have even been there. Like,
Yeah.
Bridget's not even driving up to the Carmichael. Maybe I'd stay outside of the gate and be like, "Whoa, that's spooky. Let's leave." But
Yeah.
like Margot, on the other hand, she's a Gryffindor. She's ready to like go. So it just took to slip into Margot. It took like a I had to find within myself take like a mentality of taking up space, a mentality of slight gaslighting tactics of, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't think they're conscious for Margot. I think they're subconscious. I don't think she's like, I'm gonna gaslight my brother today. Like, she's finding justifications in her mind to keep being the motor, because Bridget knows as an actor, Margot's the motor for the film. I gotta keep the motor going, because if Margot
Yeah.
makes a decision, oh, we're leaving, the movie's over. So
Yeah.
like, as Bridget, how do you take the text and the motor that you are as Margot, how do I keep justifying that to make sense for this human, because she's a three-dimensional human, at the
Yeah.
same time always being that, like, when the going gets tough, she needs to find it within herself to push it. She's a pusher. She's like, she's got the tunnel vision, she's got the intensity, she's got the exposition, she speaks too fast, she's speaking so fast that you can barely keep up. Like, keep up, like there's like a bulging to her eyes. There's so many nuances that, like, once
Mm-hmm.
I'm locked in, I got my green little trench coat on, I got my beanie on, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just like this, like, energy that it's frightening to me. It frightens Bridget, but also it's like pulling pieces of myself and of this human that I've created, and pulling bits and pieces from people I know, and like putting it into this person that had to end up, spoiler alert, had to end up possibly murdering her partner and her brother and herself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my 2 years out of Margot journey with Margot.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
I love
That's an
this.
interesting one for me because a lot of people when I say that they are like there's when I ask that question, there's some people that are like how like it's easy or no, it's like really difficult to get into that character because it's um like the one person I had on, they were like it's easy for me because I'm the one, I'm me, then I have my actor self over here doing, going through the script, thinking about like who
Mm,
who's doing this and who's doing that, and I'm, going through the script of reading it, and then he's like, then I have my other personality doing, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've got
that's
three.
so cool.
I'm like, oh, that is the best way. The way you did it is the best way of doing it. Is you're pulling
Yeah,
bits and pieces of yourself into it, and then you're taking other people, and that's
yeah,
for acting purposes. That's got to be great for a lot of people to do it that way, and there's got to be a lot of ways for other people to do it different ways, and that's why
absolutely.
it's an interesting question to ask all the time. So,
I completely agree.
do you think this is the last Hell House?
No,
You don't think so?
no. I have no outside information that this is based on. I feel like I don't think there will be one anytime soon. Steven's gonna be like, Bridget, what? But I think there's gonna be one in like a decade. There's just gonna be one that pops out of nowhere. I'm telling you, I feel it, but I have no information to back that up.
Okay. I I think for being a fan of the movie, I don't think this is the last one either. But um, I think there could be something that comes out of it. Again, another, maybe not another full Hell House per se, but maybe something along the lines of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think any type of spin-off would be, I just think it's such a Steven created such a rich world that there
Hmm.
is an opportunity for like a little mini series, like if even just focusing on the Carmichael family would really cool, or like I think there's so many possibilities just because
Yeah,
of the world he built and the fan base. Like we're all into it, we all love it, so it's
yeah.
like there's some potential there.
So that's why I don't think I don't think this is the last one. I think there may be something else coming, just maybe not under Hell House per se, maybe
Mm,
under something different. It's going to be under that like that umbrella, but it's not going to be the same name.
I like
It's
that.
gonna, I think it's going to be under something else. I think he's going to the world that has been made by Steven with this has just been amazing. The first one I watched, I was like the found footage was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
Because like I mentioned it before, I wasn't a huge fan of found footage movies.
Mm,
Um, I watched quite a few of them, and I was like, this found footage movies, the camera shaking and all that. I wasn't like a huge fan of it, but Hell House definitely changed that. There wasn't like a whole lot of camera shaking and the jumps and the camera just being thrown on the floor and all that.
mhm,
That wasn't really going on. And I didn't really have um that want to feel like getting sick kind of
mhm,
vibe. A lot of times I did have that, like when the other movies that I watched that was found footage. Like I
mhm.
felt like I was gonna get sick because of the camera shaking too much. And I was like, I can't do this. And
Totally.
then I watched the second one, and then the second one was just even better. And I was like, Steven's definitely got this. And
Yep.
from the first one to the second one to the third one to the fourth one, and now the fifth one being shot differently,
Mhm,
even even with it being shot differently, I think fans are still gonna love it either way because
mhm,
it's still along that series. Fans are saying, "Oh, it's not the same because it's going to be shot differently." It it don't really matter. You haven't
mhm,
even seen it yet, so nobody knows what it's gonna. We don't even know what it's gonna really look like.
mhm,
Um, give it a chance. The worst, the I don't think it's going to be shot differently. I mean, it's shot differently because it's not found footage, but I don't think it's going to be shot bad. He didn't do he's done movies before with that style that was shot great. So I don't see all of a sudden this one's going to be shot totally different and it's going to be different where it's going to be bad. No, I think this one's going to be very well shot and it's going to be one of those movies that I've even said it before. I think this may be the movie of the summer for a lot of people, for horror fans.
mhm.
This may be the movie of the summer because we don't have one for mainstream Hollywood movies. This one, I feel like, could be the independent movie of the summer.
I get chills when you say that.
I hope it is because
So cool.
it's
Oh,
nothing. There's nothing out there Hollywood wise right now.
yeah, and I think horror is just like it's just blowing up a
Yep.
lot more
Yep.
even mainstream than it ever has before.
Yes.
But going back to what you said about the kind of feeling that Hell House, the original one especially, gave you with kind of not making you feel sick
Mm-hmm.
with the camera, I completely agree because in my experience with found footage, I feel like, and that Steven and our lovely DPs have mastered, is because the camera itself is a character. I think that's important to keep in mind, as well as it's still obviously like a technical element that you have to work with. And so I feel like he found a way to kind of just masterfully find a way to make it important and tell a story in like the least cheesy way possible of like, oh, we're setting up a camera and like we're doing a scene. Like he found ways to make it make sense and at
Mm-hmm.
the same time still be like smooth, or even if it is shaky, it's intentional and it doesn't last nearly as long as like dropping it or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but also I love what you said about um, giving the fifth installment of Hell House a chance because yeah, I totally agree. I can see from the fan perspective of like, oh no, like It's not. It's like
Found footage, yeah.
feels like a betrayal of sorts. Like I see the comments on Facebook and whatnot, and I love the mentality of like I'm always a fan of give it a chance and see how you feel after. Which that opinion is very valid and like I get it, but like I also just love when like let's see how we feel and see if maybe it will work better in ways that you didn't anticipate, or maybe it will create a spookier environment because Steven, the master of scares, he will
Mm-hmm.
not be letting anyone down. So
Yeah,
uh, I think it's going to create definitely a change, and I hope that most people agree that it's a positive change.
yeah. That's what I and these the fans that are complaining pretty much. We haven't seen it yet, so we can't say any negative thoughts yet because we don't know what it's going to look like. We don't
Hmm.
know what it's going to feel like after we've seen it. That's the only we have to wait until we see it, and then we can say, "Hey, okay, our thoughts are this.
Hmm.
It should have been shot differently. It should have been shot this way." I
Hmm.
don't think anybody can complain after they see it. I think it's going to be a well shot movie. I think it's going to be well taken care of. And if this is definitely going to be the last film, I think it's going to be sent off correctly. Um, I don't think it's going to be sent off in terrible ways or any way. And if this is going to be definitely it, if Steven says, okay, this is definitely it, I'm done. We're not touching any more Hell House stuff. We're done with this. We're going to move on. Then he's going to send this one off correctly, and he's not going to fail this one. And to have you know st- you know 5 movies, I don't think this one would fail. Um, and he caught fans' attention right away with this one. This wasn't something that just sat on a shelf somewhere and somebody was like, "Oh, what's this movie?" No,
Hmm.
there was a lot of people that right away, as soon as the movie came out, people were like, "Hey, go check this movie out."
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, okay. How house was this about?" So then I started watching it, and it was like, "Oh, okay."
Hmm.
After I was done the first one, I was like, "All right, where's more? Is there another one?" And they were like, "Oh no, not yet." And I was like, all right. Can I can I like where can I find another one?
It's
Something similar."
crazy. It's crazy how big of a fan base this movie has and how it's grown. Because even when I announced that I would be in the fourth film, the amount of friends that I had that just reached out to me, being like, "Bridget, what? Like,
Yeah.
what?" And I'm like, "Oh my god! Like this might be a big deal. Like these people know
Yeah.
about it." Um, it just blows my mind. Yeah, such a I just love when people care. I just love when
Yeah.
people care, and it's such a caring fan base. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
So while you were on set, did you feel like even when Joe and the other clowns were not in costume, did you feel like they were when they were in the like just sitting around, did you feel like the clowns were following you or
Oh
like the eyes were following you?
my, oh my god. I think. Well, I can speak for Origins a lot too. Of we had the main clown, of course, but then we had the two mannequins,
Mhm.
um, and those mannequins. Sometimes I'd walk past the main room where they kind of usually lived. The
Yeah.
room, if you remember, it's where like Margot's at the chest and she's like looking at
Mhm.
the throw the ball at the clown toy. It's like
Yeah.
that's who usually lived in that room. And so anytime I'd walk past and I didn't see them, I'd be like, no, 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 no. Sometimes they would be downstairs, kind of near the area where we entered the house, because we'd be dressing them or like working on the mannequin, and it never felt good. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way. It's never a fun feeling, but it never got to the point of where I actually was like, oh my god, I'm terrified. Unless it was like pitch black. I was trying to get a snack at night, like before I went to bed. I was all by myself, and then like the clown would be right where I have to exit to get back to that side house. Like that was the only time I'd be like, "This is it. This is the day I die."
So you stayed in the main house during the final movie, correct? You said
Yep.
you stayed. What was that like? Staying in the main house on this one?
It was, luckily it was a shorter stay, so I could count like, okay, just got to get through these X amount of nights and you're good. And Destiny's room was right next to mine, so that felt really like good about
Yeah.
just like, whew, okay, friends right over there. Um oh god, it was kind of fun in some ways of, part of me during Manor, I was like, oh, maybe it'd be cool to kind of stay in the house, even though part of me was grateful because I was like, oh, like I get this nice separation of like, this is set, this is home.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so kind of, in a way, it kind of was nice to feel like, oh, this is the experience of staying in the house. It wasn't as like mortifying as I anticipated. It was still a little spooky, but I don't know. It felt full circle. It felt full circle to have. It was just such a charged experience of, even when I filmed Carmichael Manor, like never in my wildest dreams did I think it would have the reputation that the movie has gotten. I think a lot of people really liked it and
Hmm.
really appreciated the world that we all built together. And I think knowing, because we filmed that in April of 2023, and then we filmed Lineage in October of 2024. So I think,
Okay.
having over a year of sentimental value with this thing, and I consider Carmichael movie to be an experience that changed my life forever. Like that was, it's not lost on me how powerful that was. And I think knowing all of the charge of that filming experience, and then
Hmm.
the critical reception, and then like having Mike Flanagan watch it and be like, "Oh, I really liked it. That was awesome." It's like, what? Like that's just stuff like that blows my mind. And so knowing all that, and then staying in the main house just felt like this full circle. Who gets to do it twice? Who gets to do it twice? Who gets to
Yeah.
be a come back as a character, like a returning character in a film that's now going to be in theaters? Like it all just blows my mind, and
Yeah,
I keep saying, I'm like, so I feel so lucky. I feel so lucky.
we're having issues with that, trying to find a theater that is actually going to show it near us.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So our theater shows that they're going to show it near us, but then we have been back and forwards with a couple of our higher ups in the theater, and they're saying that they're not going to show it, but their website says that they're showing it. So kind of we're just hoping that they're that the website shows that they're actually going to show it, and when it goes on like pre-order tickets, we can actually get our tickets early, and they're actually going to show it. As long as
Good,
they get enough sales for it, they'll actually show it. Um,
good.
so I got it marked. Like with AMC, they do the marker. As soon as tickets are available,
Hmm.
mark it, and they'll let you know. So I have it marked to let me and Justin know about our seats if the tickets when they come available. So I'm
Good.
hoping, fingers crossed, that like it's the closest one to us instead of us driving like 2 hours or something out of the way to go see it. Which I'm willing to do because
Oh,
it definitely it definitely belongs in the theaters. Um, and that's the other thing is like a lot of our independent movies that we want to see don't ever get theater runs.
yeah.
And this one does, and it shows that it's near us, and we're like, okay, we can't wait to see this. And now we're like, we have it marked on our calendars that okay, the day it comes out, we're gonna go see it on August 20th. That we have it marked, and now we're being told that it may not be able to be seen. I'm like, yeah, no. I will drive the 2 hours to go see it in another theater somewhere closer to me, but still, I want to be close to home to see it, but
Of course.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Um,
Sending good luck. Sending good
yeah,
vibes.
yeah. I will drive as far as 2 hours to go see a movie. I don't really care. Um, but I'm a little upset about it if I have to.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be worth it to me. I mean, for any movie, it's definitely worth it to go drive. especially for an independent film that's
Mhm.
had this kind of style of fan base, and it is built up to this, um, that have so many fans to love on this movie for as long as it's been.
Mhm.
That's why I'm like, I have to go see it in theaters. I didn't get to see the other ones in theaters. I have to see this one.
Deeply appreciated.
And this was and for you all that has put the hard work in for it, what I mean, how do you guys feel about it going into the big screens?
Well, I know Stephen has said this maybe on another podcast of sorts,
Hmm.
but Carmichael Manor was actually supposed to have a theatrical release as well. It was going
Oh,
to
really?
be, I believe, in Alamo Draft Houses. I'm not sure about the other theaters,
Okay.
but some of the underdog indie films got kicked out because of Taylor Swift. Her Eras tour was being released at the
Hmm.
same
At
time
the
in
same time,
theaters,
yeah.
and we love that, but it kicked out the Carmichael slot, um, which was oh, I wish Steven never told me. But I think the power I find in that is it took like the original film is the original film. That's what created, like, you can never take that away. Like, it
Yeah.
created something that I don't even know if Steven knew, like, it was going to become this huge thing.
Yeah.
And I look back fondly because you have the OGs, and then we kind of built on that with the second film, building on that with the third film. And then, as someone who participated only in the fourth film, it felt like we were like a spark to what had already been created. And it took all these films and the firecracker of how our film did at the time during the strikes when we couldn't talk about the big Hollywood films and there were a
Hmm.
lot of eyes on our film. It felt like it took all the power of that to get it to this fifth film that is having this nationwide, I believe Canada and Mexico as well, if I'm not mistaken,
Hmm.
um, to have this giant release. And it feels, I feel like a proud mom a little bit because we're
There
just
you go.
we it took so much work and teamwork and care. I keep coming back to like just genuine care of giving your soul to something to get it to the movies. Like, that's the dream, you know. I
Yeah.
If I could go back and tell little Bridget, like, hey, by the way, you're gonna be in an AMC theater like in 2025, I would be like, you're lying, like, you're joking. It
Yeah.
just feels like a pinch me moment.
Pinch me
And with an
moment.
indie
Yeah.
project of all things, like, yeah, like you're saying, it's like a cult fan base, and we've grown this together through not only the just team working on it, but the fans. It like has all grown to something that people believe worth seeing in the theatrical space. Like, it's just awesome. It's just awesome.
That is awesome. Like I said, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I'm still hoping that it shows in theaters. Yeah, Joe was telling us about that too. That it was supposed to be in theaters, and then it got kicked out because of the Taylor Swift tours, and I was like, ah, come on. Um, I remember
Oh,
that Joe was telling us that, and then that was mind blowing that like you guys were supposed to be on the big screen, and then all of a sudden the Taylor Swift comes along and says, "Hey, I want to put my concert in theaters, and we're gonna boot out some movies," and that's what they did. And hey, it's all good, you know,
it's all
but
good.
it would have
I
been,
respect a businesswoman. She's
yeah,
doing her thing, but
she's doing her
we were
thing,
the
but
casual. Yeah.
I still would have rather seen movies in theaters instead of concert, but that's beside the point. All right, so my final question here is we always ask this question to everybody here. If there's a movie out there um that you that you would like to be in, what would it be? Would it be a remake or a new movie?
I want to give this question the weight it deserves. I want to say I'm open to both, but I think it would be a new movie. I'm a huge fan of creation. Oh my god, you would love this. So me, Destiny, who plays Rebecca, and then
Mm-hmm.
Victoria, who plays Margaret,
Mm-hmm.
in the Carmichael family, us three have actually been collaborating, and we're producing and acting in a short film that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully late August, early September, kind of around the Hell House release.
All right.
Working on like it's kind of a comedy, hints of drama, but we're working on a short film together. So to tie that into your question, I think it's I think it's always new work because I'm so interested in that collaboration room and like
Mm-hmm.
bouncing ideas off people and just creating something out of nothing almost. That's just I feel like that's the reason I'm on this planet in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I think to answer that, I would have to say I want to let's do something new. Let's do something new.
There you go. You got a short coming out soon.
Yep.
There you
We're
go.
we're deep in production. We have a fundraiser, a rooftop concert fundraiser that's going on tomorrow night.
Hey,
Um,
there you
we've been
go.
prepping for it, and then we're shooting it in late July. So it's all happening.
There you go. Bridget, where can people find you on social media to show you love and support?
Oh my goodness. I would say Instagram is the place I frequent too often. And my Instagram handle is at Bridget Rose Perrotta. And that's Bridget, Rose like the flower, and then Perrotta, Perrotta.
There you go. All right. Thank you for joining me. I
This was
appreciate it,
lovely.
Bridget. I appreciate you joining me. And
Of
fans, please
course.
go out and try to uh, see the new Hell House movie when it comes out on August 20th. And if you guys got to travel a little bit, travel for it. And like I said, I'm willing to drive a good bit to go see this movie. It's well needed, it's well deserved. That it should have been in theaters a long time ago, and it hasn't gotten the love that it deserves. And now it's going to get that chance, and I think it deserves it this go around. So if you can't get out to see it, definitely make a point to see it though somehow, by renting it and somehow show them support.